Be prepared. While most people think today is just the end of a month, the final portal cracks open for those who dared to awaken. And now, nothing will ever feel the same. Today is not just May 31st. It's not just the end of a month, it's the final door, and no, not everyone was meant to find it open. Most people pass through May blindly, unaware, distracted, disconnected. But if you're watching this right now, it means you didn't drift. You aligned. You listened. You were chosen to arrive here with your eyes wide open. This isn't a metaphor. Spiritually, this date acts like a seal, a last portal, and once it closes, something shifts. For those who've made it here with awareness, that shift has already started. Small signs, subtle confirmations, not loud, not chaotic, but undeniable if you're tuned in. This is when the universe sends its signals to the ones it remembers. And if you feel even the slightest resonance in your chest as I say this, then you already know you've been marked. And if you feel like it, leave a thoughtful comment sharing what your soul has been quietly bringing back to the surface today. You might want to include the number 1919 along with it. It's aligned with this portal's call for remembrance. And watch closely because you'll start noticing that some people won't react well to this shift around you. There's one specific reason why this is happening, and I'll explain it soon. So keep watching. But first, there's something most people completely miss about today's energy, and it might be the most important piece of all. The loudest message today is the one nobody else can hear. Today might seem uneventful on the surface, quiet, even boring, but that's exactly what gives it power. This portal doesn't rush in with noise, it selects through silence. The air today is still, almost too still, because it's listening. If you've paused for no reason, looked up without knowing why, felt a chill run through your body when nothing physical happened, then something might have already seen you. The final portal of May is not just about closing, it's about calling. And not everyone hears the call with words. Some hear it as a tug in their chest, a shift in their breath, a moment that stretches a second longer than it should. This portal whispers names, not the ones you use every day, the real ones, the ones only the universe remembers. And if yours was called today, you'll know, not because something outside you changed, but because the silence suddenly felt alive. You didn't arrive here today, you were led. Long before May even began, something had already been working in the background. Quietly, gently, but persistently. Some of you shifted directions out of nowhere. Some of you changed priorities and didn't even question why. And some of you started dreaming again. Not just dreams in sleep, but those strange, symbolic threads that seemed to pull you towards something you couldn't name yet. A few weeks ago, maybe even a few months back, that mark was placed on you, not literally, but energetically. The universe made a decision on your behalf. And today, May 31st, isn't the beginning of your path. It's your checkpoint. People who felt it have also described an odd awareness lately, as if something's been observing them, not in fear, but with a strange sense of expectation, like a teacher waiting for a student to finally look up. That feeling wasn't paranoia, it was recognition. This date is not random, it's not hype. It's a cosmic attendance check, a roll call for the spiritually aware. If you're here, it's not because you stumbled onto something, it's because something has been waiting for you to arrive. And if the last few days felt like they were testing your patience, your presence, your balance, that's why. You've been walking toward a door that only opens for those who've already been chosen to see it. Some dates don't invite you, they confirm you. But here's what nobody's telling you. When this portal fully recognizes your energy, your reality doesn't just shift, it starts speaking directly to you. When the portal sees you, it makes sure you know. There are certain signs that won't make sense to anyone else, and they're not meant to. Today, the air is thin in ways you can't measure, but you can feel. And if you're part of this moment, the portal is going to tap you in specific, often confusing ways. It might have already started. Maybe you barely made it to something on time today. Like you were walking a tightrope between missing it completely or arriving just in time, appointments, plans, decisions that almost slipped. That wasn't just bad luck or poor timing. That was time itself bending, trying to make sure you didn't miss this moment. And then there are the symbols. Out of nowhere, the same number, the same shape, the same word showing up again and again. Louder, closer. There's no algorithm for this. This is the portal's pulse, syncing with your awareness. If you've seen it, you've already been scanned. But maybe the most unexpected part is you might feel a strange motivation today. Not overwhelming, not wild, just a small internal click, like you finally want to get something done, something you've been putting off. It's subtle, but it means the frequency is starting to land. When your energy aligns, the portal nudges action. That's its invitation to move. These aren't coincidences. These are personalized pings. It's how this spiritual system says, yes, you've been seen, now act like it. Your life didn't change overnight. The path did. Something subtle happened when the clock touched the edge of May 31st. You didn't feel it shake. No bright lights, no thunder in the sky, but something underneath your choices shifted. Reality didn't ask for permission. It just tilted. And if you're watching this, you're already standing on the angle. The pull might start feeling different tonight. Not dramatic, but magnetic. You'll notice people saying yes to you more often. Plans lining up without effort, or even sudden strokes of clarity that break through days of fog. Things you've been trying to push into motion may suddenly start pulling you forward. This isn't luck. Don't call it luck. It's trajectory, something your spirit aligned with before you consciously noticed. And it only locks in for those who are awake during the final moments of this portal. When destiny tips, it doesn't ask if you're ready. It checks if you are listening. This is a rerouting of energy. Most won't notice. They'll go about their day thinking nothing happened. But those in alignment, those who passed through the May threshold fully attuned, will begin to see small outcomes that feel too precise to be accidents. That's because the next part of your story isn't random. It's been cued. And even more strange, the less you chase, the more things start to arrive. The tension that kept certain goals just out of reach begins to unravel. Not because something is being handed to you, but because you're finally in motion with it. It's like stepping into a moving current. You're not just walking anymore, you're being carried. Some people around you might not understand why things are working in your favor. That's okay. The truth is, their path didn't tilt, yours did. Not all progress is visible, but when the road curves in your favor, you'll know. And by the time the rest catch up to what's really happening, you'll already be gone. The portal isn't showing you the future. It's asking if you remember your truth. Here's the part almost no one talks about. This portal isn't teaching you anything new. It's testing what your soul already knows. And tonight, if your awareness is sharp enough, you'll begin to feel old fragments rise to the surface, not random memories, but keys. You might suddenly recall an odd obsession you had as a kid, something so small, so specific. You haven't thought about it in years. Maybe it was a fascination with stars, or symbols, or ancient places, or a name you used to whisper to yourself before you even knew what it meant. These are not just thoughts, they're file retrievals. And what's wild is these moments don't come with explanations, they just arrive. A smell, a song, a passing phrase that flips a switch inside you and suddenly it's there. Clear, specific, and unexplainably meaningful. That's the real test. Because this portal isn't pushing you forward, it's pulling you backward into alignment with who you were before the noise, the expectations, the forgetting. You don't need to remember everything, just enough to recognize who you've always been. This moment is about spiritual continuity. It's your soul's briefing echoing through time, trying to make its way back to the surface of your awareness. Today, these fragments are being scattered like breadcrumbs, and only those with the inner stillness to notice will find them. And if you felt a strange mood today, like your heart is looking for something it can't quite describe, it's because part of you knows something is being activated. A familiarity you can't logically place. That's the memory test. Don't try to solve it. Just feel it. Because when the remembering happens, so does the unlocking. And from that point on, life doesn't feel like discovery anymore. It feels like reunion. The portal won't ask what you've learned. It'll ask if you remember what you came here to do. And if you're beginning to feel that quiet clarity rise up inside you, don't ignore it. That's not just memory. That's the signal. When the portal closes, it leaves behind a signature for those tuned in enough to see it. There's something that might cling to you today. It could have already happened without you even realizing it. Maybe it was a single word that felt heavier than it should have, or a symbol that kept reappearing in strange, quiet places. Maybe you caught yourself repeating a name or fixating on an animal that suddenly meant more than it ever did before. That pull? It's not coincidence. It's an activation. The universe doesn't shout at the chosen, it nudges. If something is echoing in your awareness right now, like the image of a bridge, the curve of a serpent, a single word looping in your mind, it's not decoration. That's your spiritual marker. That's your post-portal orientation code. Think about it. Portals don't just open and close for aesthetic effect. They leave ripples, traces, instructions. And for those who cross through this final May alignment consciously, one of the ways the next steps begin to reveal themselves is through strange, hyper-personal attachments that appear suddenly and won't let go. And they shouldn't make sense at first. That's the point. It's not about intellectual meaning, it's energetic resonance. It's your spirit highlighting the thing that leads to the next breadcrumb. So don't brush it off if a certain shape, number, or phrase keeps appearing in conversations, dreams, or even digital signs. If something follows you today, even if it's tiny, notice it, write it down, track how it shows up. Your next chapter may start with one word, but that word was chosen long before you arrived here. This isn't some vague spiritual trick. It's how the next wave identifies you. Think of it like a stamp, subtle, invisible to most, but deeply alive to those who pass through the final gate awake. The image you can't stop seeing? The number that shows up again right when you think of it? The animal that suddenly feels like it's staring through you? That's your anchor. That's the message you didn't know you needed. Not everyone gets one, but if you do, treat it like gold. You're not following it by accident, it's following you. Some nights aren't meant for rest, they're meant for transmission. Tonight is going to feel different. Not loud, not chaotic, but active. If you find yourself tossing in bed, feeling like your body's tired, but your energy's wired, good. If you feel a strange pressure behind your eyes, or a soft but persistent hum in the silence, good. And if your emotions start rising from nowhere, waves of nostalgia, flashes of gratitude, or even tears that don't seem to have a source, don't fight it. That's not insomnia, that's the briefing. Your spirit knows when to stay awake, even when your mind doesn't understand why. When the physical body sleeps, the spiritual body listens. But tonight, the veil is too thin to waste in unconsciousness. For those truly aligned, it might be hard to sleep tonight. You might feel like you're waiting for something without knowing what. You might hear a word in the silence that you didn't think, or feel like something is standing just outside your field of vision, watching, not with judgment, but with recognition. That's because tonight, chosen souls are being rebriefed, not through dreams, but through awareness, through stillness, through light that doesn't need to be seen to be received. Even if you don't remember a single dream tonight, your soul will, and that memory will start showing up over the next days as flashes of knowing. Gut instincts that don't need logic. Confidence without source. A calm certainty that starts building without explanation. You're not broken for being wide awake tonight. You're present, and the portal recognizes that. So don't curse the silence. Don't panic in the restlessness. And if you feel the urge to stare into the dark, to press your hand against your chest and breathe deeply for no reason, do it. You're not alone. Thousands of souls are doing the same thing tonight, not because they're confused, but because they feel it. When your frequency shifts, the world doesn't ignore it, it reacts. Something subtle is about to start happening, and the ones who don't feel this energy, they're going to feel you. That's the twist. Even if they can't name it, even if they're not spiritual, even if they've never once asked what a portal is, they'll notice something. And it won't be loud. It'll be weird. Watch closely. People may begin to look at you longer than they should. Some might ask you random, off-topic questions that have nothing to do with the conversation. Others may start reaching out from the past, as if you were suddenly important to check in with today. And the strangest part, most of them won't even know why they're doing it. It's not about them becoming psychic. It's about you becoming undeniable. You're now holding a charge that their nervous system doesn't know how to interpret. That's why some people might act awkward, distant, or overly curious. They're not rejecting you, they're orbiting something they don't understand. Your energy just changed chapters, but they're still reading the last one. You may notice that when you walk into a room, the vibe shifts without a word. Conversations pause. Some people glance at you and immediately look away like they got caught. That's not paranoia. That's presence. It's because this portal didn't just open and close inside you, it marked you. And when someone hasn't crossed through that same doorway, they feel the difference, even if they don't know what it means. You'll feel this most in moments where you're doing nothing unusual, waiting in line, scrolling your phone, making coffee. But someone will treat you like you're carrying a secret. Because, energetically, you are. And yes, some people may try to reconnect now, not from a place of true understanding, but curiosity. It's the soul's version of trying to tune into a radio frequency they can barely hear, but can't stop trying to reach. They won't always say what they're feeling, but their behavior will. You don't need to explain your shift, just embody it. That's enough. So if you've been feeling like people are acting strangely today, or will start doing so very soon, know this, you're not imagining it. They're not seeing the old you anymore. They're seeing a version that's freshly lit, freshly locked in, something inside you has changed orbit, and now everything else is adjusting. You don't owe anyone an explanation, but if they stare, let them. You're not here to be understood. Energy never just arrives. It loops, it checks, it waits for response. You need to mark this down right now. 7 days from today, the portal echoes. It's not just a cute spiritual concept. The energy you stepped into today isn't done, it's intelligent, and it will follow up. Think of today as a spiritual activation. But like any activation, there's a delay between the press of the button and the first flicker of results. That flicker, it begins on June 7th. What you feel today is the beginning of a conversation, a whisper from the universe saying, "Remember this moment." Something is in motion, but that something doesn't land all at once. It coils around your field. It rearranges pieces behind the scenes. And then, when the cosmic current is ready, it returns to see what's taken root. June 7th is not random. It's the moment where the energy checks if you heard it the first time. You might forget about it in the next few days. You might get busy, distracted, pulled into life. That's okay, but keep an eye out, because June 7th will arrive like an echo from a dream. That day, someone might say something strange. A message you forgot to reply to might resurface. A project could move suddenly. A symbol that followed you today might return even louder. And most of all, a choice will reveal itself. Something that wasn't visible before will become clear. That's how the portal confirms you passed through. This is your heads up. Don't expect thunder, expect alignment. June 7th is your checkpoint. So if you felt something powerful today, chills, signs, signals, emotions with no name, know this: the energy noticed, and it's not done with you. The universe leaves no message unanswered. It just delivers on divine delay. Watch what happens. Track it. Write it down if you must. Because 7 days from now, you'll start seeing the proof that this wasn't just another day. It was a beginning disguised as an ending. You didn't find the doorway. The doorway exists because of you. This moment wasn't waiting for you. It was created by you. You are not a passive observer of this alignment. This portal needed your frequency to activate. Your presence was the spark, the exact key that allowed this gateway to exist. You are not riding the wave. You are the tide. Your awareness today is no coincidence. The portal didn't open hoping someone would notice. It opened because your energy demanded it. The signs weren't sent to you. They were echoes from you, responding to your existence. You're not walking through the portal, you are becoming it. Even now, you're creating space for others without trying. The strange looks, the perfect patterns, the repeating symbols, they happened because you are the path. You no longer chase the frequency, you already are the frequency. As you move into June, carry this truth. The portal didn't close behind you. It carries your imprint now. If you're still watching, I'd like to thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed the content and want to see more, please consider clicking the subscribe button. Your support is very appreciated. Feel free to share your experiences or thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and subscribe for more insightful content.